Do you think our current education system is preparing students for the real world or just for exams? I think that this current education system is preparing students just for the exams and not for the real world. Real world is quite different from what we see and what we learn and what we study in our textbooks and in our school and colleges. From what we've learned, we have only gathered the theoretical, mostly the theoretical studies. We have not reached to practicality yet. And when we try to apply it in our practical life, there will always be some hindrances, there will always be some obstacles, and we can't do it as easily as it is shown or as it is applied in our textbooks. So that's that. And real world is quite different from what you are used to in your school and colleges. So when you just uh, it's like a point in your life arrives when you have to switch from university colleges and go into the real world. You will see that it's not what is supposed to be as per your university and colleges. It's really really different. So we just learn about real world from outside of our university and colleges and not within our university and colleges. So yes, they are not preparing us for the real world, but they are preparing us just for exams. In a world dominated by AI and automation, should we still be teaching the same curriculum we used 20 years ago? No. The world is forever changing. We can use parts of what we used to teach 20 years ago, but not everything. Same. We as a human civilization has moved to a point. We have already crossed a point where now everything is just super fast in nature. It's just constantly changing. We are in motion. We are not in rest. We are always in motion. Every day, every hour, something new, something big is happening around the globe. And we are still stuck in the same thing years, and even more than 20 years ago. So, yes, we should change the curriculum and we should change the way we teach it too. Why are creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence still treated like extras instead of essentials in schools? Yes, creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence are still treated as extras because university can't measure it. I'm telling you, because it can't measure it. You can't measure. How can you gonna measure creativity? How are you gonna measure thinking and intelligence, emotional intelligence? You can't. The only thing that they know how to measure is how you can just read pages and pages and just record it in your brain and write it down in paper, or just record it and say it verbally to the teacher the next day. That's what they can measure physically, but they can't measure these other factors, so they just don't treat it and they don't measure it, so they treat it as extra. But these three are more important than just someone who just have a good memory. Having a good creativity leads you to places when having a great memory could never. Are grades really a measure of intelligence or just compliance with the system? As I just said, it is not the measure of intelligence. It does not measure intelligence. It just measures how much a person is capable to record in their brain, in their memory, how much a person can just memorize things instead of actually learning, instead of actually using their brain power, thinking, creativity, and instead of just um, even imagination. Schools and university don't support imagination. Imagination is very important, but we don't support. We only measure um, memorization, nothing more. So yes, it is just grades are just the compliance with the system, nothing more, nothing less. If you had the power to change one thing about the global education system, what would it be and why? If I had the power to change one thing about the global education system, I would change the way the way it's going on right now. I have to explain. Okay, so I'm going to say the thing that I want to change is it's the way education is provided. Yeah, I will change that, because education is provided as if it's something it's fixed or as if it's something that you have to know, like this is it, you have to know, you have to learn, you have to this. The whole thing about education is like you just have to. If you had the power to change one thing about the global education system, what would it be and why? If I had the power to change one thing, the thing would be the way we provide education to the students or to the learners. We provide education as if it's fixed and as if it's in two dimension or even lower. We provide it relate mostly using books, using PDFs, using sheets, using data, using all this and that, instead of providing it in 3D, in like actual case scenario in a real life. Suppose you are teaching someone physics and you are just showing them on a board that how gravity works, how acceleration works, how all these physical forces works, instead of going out there and showing it in a real life. Suppose you are teaching someone chemistry and you are just saying, oh, you mix this compound with this compound and they react and they form this compound and its color is this is that, this is this, it gives this smell, that smell. That's boring. We can do that in laboratory. We can go, we can mix all those elements and see the results by ourselves. That way of learning is more efficient, more entertaining, more fun, and overall our brain understands it much better than just seeing it in 2D. Same thing applies with mathematics, same thing applies with biology, same thing applied with almost everything. Everything. So that's what I want to change. Yep. How can we expect students to thrive when the system is more focused on competition than collaboration? We cannot. By the measure and by the way, by the process of the education system is going, we should not expect much from students because we know what we are giving to them. We are giving them low quality education, so we have to expect them not to thrive that much. But in order for us to expect that the students will thrive in the system, we have to improve our system first. Should we be teaching kids how to memorize facts or how to solve problems that don't even exist yet? No, we should not. We should not we should not force kids to memorize facts. Forcing something to memorize is not good for someone's brain, and it's really bad. And solve problems that don't even exist yet. So what's the point of solving problems that don't exist? We are making it hypothetical at this point, and which is not good. What's the point of education if it does not teach us how to live, think, or make decisions in real world? There is no point. At this point, there is no point of education. It's just there. Even if you study, even if you don't, even if you are educated, even if you're not, nothing changes. The world moves on, and yeah, until and unless the education provides you something, there's no point for it. Why do we keep preparing students for jobs instead of preparing them for life? Exactly. This question we need to ask to the education system, because why are we preparing them from jobs? Nothing for their life, nothing for their life goals, nothing for their improvement and betterment of their life. We're just teaching them just for the sake to have a job, and when we have a job, it's just the same cycle repeats. We have seen it throughout again and again that when a child grows up, studies hard, get a job, is depressed mostly because the job is low wage job, low paying job, and in this economy, normal job, I don't think so. It's not good. It's really not good. Are schools killing curiosity or just failing to nurture it? I think it's both. It's both. They are killing curiosity and they are failing to nurture it, because when a kid, or suppose a student, is something is really curious to something and wants to do something, wants to try to understand something in a deeper level, schools and teachers and all these academic institutions, they just try to be like, no, 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 you don't have to go that deep, no, 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 you don't, just read this for the exams, this will come in exam, you don't have to go lower than this, you can just read this and you will get good numbers, you'll get good grades and you'll just be okay with it. And some other things, if we are curious about something slightly related or off topic to our course or to our academics, then we are just shut up, shut up. They just blatantly say no. So yeah, these are few questions about our current global education system. The only thing that I think will help it is by the way we change it. Yeah, because it's deeply rooted in just memorizing facts and nothing more.